Fun time. A 7? 2 out of 7. What? I don't know. That's kind of funny. Okay. So. Sure. Yeah, Donald Duck. It's funny. Alright. So, what are we doing? We're going to do this. Hopefully, I don't get cut out of my own stream again. That's weird. Because that was weird. Okay. YouTube. I call it BlueTube. There it is. Okay. There's 2. So what are we doing? We are going to read off the monthly report for January. Yeah, basically. Basically, the monthly report for January. We're going to read it off as soon as I get everything all set up here. Right. So, make sure all these channels are muted. All right. So, what's that leave? Oh, AO96. Oh, wrong one. It's probably going to be a bit of a shorter stream tonight. Don't know yet. We will see. Yeah. Definitely. See if anybody even shows up tonight. They might not. For the record, I thought my Copian catastrophe almost was very funny. Yeah. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. I'm hoping. Yeah. So, there is that. It's kind of the dumbest comment I've ever seen. That's awesome. All right. So, what do we got? Stream. We're going to read out the monthly report, breeze through it, and probably. Yeah. Really? Edit this. I don't know why it keeps saying that. Stupid game. All right. Well, that's really weird. All right, we're going to read out the monthly report when I get a chance. Wow, a lot of people on tonight. Okay, so all right, we're going to close this window, and this one. Keep that one open. We're going to pull up the RSI website and read off the monthly report, which I think I'm going to beat Paul to this, maybe a little bit. We'll see. All right. I really wish I had some Star Citizen merchandise. Unfortunately, I don't. In the background, yeah, I don't. It's just. I don't think they have shirts in my size, sadly. Which stinks, but is what it is. Alright, where is. Holy cow. Where am I? I don't think I'm on here. Interesting. Nibble. Cobra's up. Looks like a lot of people are online tonight. So that's good. Am I not transmitting tonight? Interesting. My home profile. That's odd. Am I not connected? Settings. Not tutorial. Gameplay podcast. Probably. Let's see. Live stream. There we go. That's better. Huh. That's odd. Guess I'm not transmitting, which is unusual. How are we tonight, everyone? Okay. So. We're going to be going through the monthly report here in just a moment, but I'm kind of having an issue going for some reason. I don't know why. It doesn't look like it's locked on this account. Huh. Interesting. Really odd. Huh. Well, okay then. That's certainly unusual. Hmm. Well, see if I'm still live on RSI. I don't see me. Should be down here. There I am. Okay. Sorry. That's odd. Okay. All right. We're about to get to work, so I am working. Okay. So, all right, we're gonna get to work here momentarily. So I am down here, huh? Or maybe not. Maybe it's just my bad connection or something. I don't know. What is going on with this transmission stuff? Lowest, highest. That's not accurate. Okay. So is it having issues loading me for some reason? Network error. Interesting. Okay. So it's looking like Twitch is having issues. Let's see what's going on with Twitch. Okay. That's really weird. No, I'm still here. Okay. Huh. Yeah, apparently my Twitch connection through Robert Space Industries is working bad. If anyone's coming to me from over there, sorry guys, you're having connection issues. I am here though, so don't worry. Okay, so we're going to go to RSI. It is working. Okay. We're going to read out the monthly report. Make it easy enough to understand. And then I'm going to probably call it for the night, I guess. Kind of surprised. Okay, 5 hours ago. I really should have done this earlier. That's okay. It looks like we're going to have some sort of ice caves or something. AI content. They begin to close out the 4.6 patch. Oh, y'all can't see what I'm talking about even. I am so sorry. Display count. No. Image capture, remove, and we want window capture. There we go. Okay. Oops, wrong one. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. I'll resize this window too. Hey, Shimpasta, you're on YouTube, buddy. Yes, sir. I have finished. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Why are you on YouTube? That's kind of different. Normally, I see you over on Normally, I see you. Oops, we're getting the telephoto effect. Oopsie, sorry. Yes, sir. I usually see you over on the other. Yeah. Stink. It's called a stank tube. Whoa. This is true. This is true. It does smell funny in there. Yeah, okay. So we're reading about the monthly report. It looks like still screens around Levski for the use by the People's Alliance. As with any release, they did stuff like that. Goals for the year. Okay, so AI tech fixed a blocker that causes NPCs to incorrectly break out of combat and investigate. This led to human combatants not firing across multiple missions, Stanton Pyro and Nyx. Another issue was fixed that caused NPCs to be stuck in the cowering position. That's the new T-pose, everybody. The new T-pose by Ronco. Yeah. The team then improved firing validation and reworked the way NPC trigger switch logic is used to give devs more control over its utilization. Someone's typing. I haven't typed in a while. Whoops. Sorry. I'm investigating something. I keep messing with things. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to close this window for now. There we go. So that works. So how are you, Shimpasta? Doing good, I hope? Hang on just a second. Okay. So we're going to read this. Can I shrink this window down? There we go. Okay, I can shrink it down. Yep, doing good. You? Yes, sir, I am. Doing great. Yep. There we go. I'm doing great. Oops. All right. So okay, so we're on this. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good myself. Thanks. So the team then began improving weapon firing validations and reworked the way NPC trigger switch logic is used to give devs more control over its utilization. For example, NPCs using burst fire capable weapons will always switch to burst fire if desired. Improvements were also made to aim direction handling when targets are no longer visible to eliminate NPCs occasionally aiming through walls. That's going to be hard. For creatures, updates were made to the adult Valakar, which will no longer try to close in on targets. Why? The Apex Valakar is no longer able to hear while traversing underground. The burrow to position behavior was also updated to a string instead of a fixed type. This will directly pass animation fragment tags, improving iteration time. That's cool. Hang on just a second. I have a phone call coming in, guys. Sorry, guys. It was about dinner. Okay, so the team also assured that the Valakar can move around planetary nav mesh, allowing for more profound underground movement. So the dang thing's gonna be dangerous now. Ooh, ooh. Right, Shimpasta? Ooh, Essentially, the algorithm has been allowed to allow large creatures to find paths and travel large distances, and as they are not always close to players. Ah! Yes! Look! Improvements were also made to tactical point generation side boxes that overlay multiple navigation meshes or action areas, giving the team a new way to determine whether tactical. Oh, shoot. Okay, shrink this just a tiny bit. There we go. Okay, whether tactical points are too expensive. Improvements were also made to the Cone TPS generator, including to the Apex motive port and overall movement for the Apex Valkyrie, which is still ongoing. So it's still improving. Okay. Support for Star Paws is also planned for development in the near future. The team also refactored serialized debug variables to no longer propagate on release builds for the PU. Odd. NPCs are now also able to play different jump animations based on the ledge height they're traversing. Meaning they're going to come after us, Shimpasta, up ledges. Uh-oh. No more hiding behind ledges or boxes and stuff. For example, in a situation where a navigation link of 5 meters is used, only NPCs capable of jumping this height will use it. Yep, they're going to come after us. Finally, the team are now in the process of merging the voxel path grid Pathfinder into the PU. Animation. The facial animation team worked through the remainder of the motion capture content that was recorded toward the end of the last year. Part of this, another voice pack will be released in 4.7, as well as additional content for James Harriman, also known as Bob Citizen, aka Jared, who will be returning with a new but somewhat familiar design. Does that mean handlebar mustache like this? Art characters. Sorry, Shimpasta, I'm having too much fun tonight. The character art team began the final year finalizing new gang outfits and processing for combat armor for the coming year. The concept team iterated on an upcoming variant and explored ideas for new armors. So we're getting more armor. Nice. Now for the fun stuff. Shimpasta, are you ready? Are you ready? Because it's ship time. Art ships. The UK ship team began the process with 5 unannounced vehicles. The first had its final review. Okay? With the downstreams. Oh, shit. There you are. Okay. Downstreams team adding their final touches ahead of its release. I'm thinking Salvager Mole. Yes, I am. The team also updated some of the chassis. Wait, it's a vehicle. It's a vehicle. The team also updated its chassis geometry. Think about it, Shimpasta. Ships typically don't have chassis. That sounds more like a vehicle, doesn't it? To bring it up to a higher standard. What if it's our dream vehicle, the... Sorry. Sorry, world. The what? The what? Oh, Rangers, yay. Hot tub car. What is the hot tub car? What? Hot tub car? Shimpasta, what game are you playing? Well, there is the G12. So don't forget that, too. So, what happened to that ship? The Hammerhead is almost done. The Hammy's almost done. The Hammerhead, gold standard. Oh no, it's pretty much done. Hold on, let's see. It's in gold standard task with some of the team beginning the groundwork for the second new vehicle, while the third passed its white box gate review with flying colors. Okay. The fourth upcoming ship had its white box gate review in January, which flagged some issues with its main gameplay feature not behaving as expected. With further investigation, resolved the issue and allowed it to pass its review. Okay, so we had a ship almost not make the cut this year, but instead will. Odd. Can't wait to find out at the end of the year what ship that was. Can you, Shimpasta? The final unannounced ship approaches its white box review with the devs reviewing the scope of work and available time frame to make the process smoother for all teams. Elsewhere, the Gatac Raylan progressed through the white box phase toward its gate review in February. Again, coming soon. Now here's an unannounced one, Shimp, that's not even been sold yet. This ship isn't even available yet. Or vehicle. The Greycat UTV. Continued development. Its planned mocap sessions were delayed until February due to external factors, though it still will make its gate review early in the month. So that means it is being worked on. It probably will be sold at IAE. I mean, think about it, small. Little box, right? The whole B, meanwhile, the ship I have, the B, passed its gray box review with no issues and is now in loading phase, with artists currently seeking additional details throughout. Wonderful. Oh, by the way, this is inside the Ironclad. Look at this. Right here. This right here is a hallway in the Ironclad. Shimpasta, check that out. Very, very Drake. Very Corsair looking inside. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. Oh, that's coming. You're going to like something here in a minute. Drake's Ironclad. Hello, Thorn. Welcome. Drake's Ironclad, Ironclad Assault, and Command Module continued development, making heavy use of the brand's modular kit. This helps the team make sweeping updates throughout the ships, leading to much faster progress than prior ships. Welcome, welcome, Thorn. Okay, so this is a hallway in the Ironclad. This is the engineering room. But Shimpasta, I'm going to skip down here for a second. What is this? Say it. That ain't the Ironclad. What is it? It's the Kraken. Yes, that's the Kraken, guys. Look at it. It's soon. Soon. Soon, my sons. Yes. Okay. So they also have continued working on a yet unannounced ship through Whitebox. Last month saw its variants blocked out, so there are no surprises when they go into development at a later date. The team also adjusted some interior spaces to add more windows between rooms based on feedback. Hold on. This unannounced ship and its variants? This almost sounds like another Drake, doesn't it, guys? Thorn and Shimpasta, what do you guys think? Could this be yet another Drake ship that's big? Maybe not Corsair size, but maybe something Drake-ish or something big. It sounds like it, because there's been some emphasis on the Drake line as of late. Yeah, I think so. So maybe something bigger than the Ironclads. Hear me out. Bigger than the Ironclads, but smaller than the Kraken. Or we could all be wrong, and it might be a Dreadnought by the Drake manufacturers. They may have been like, oh, you guys like the Kraken, right? Here's something better, right? That would kill Kraken owners. They'd be like, what? Something bigger than a Kraken? Right? They would just die. Oh my God. But how much would a Leviathan or whatever you're going to call it even cost? And what would it do? Okay, the Kraken is a light carrier. I'm going to stop here for a second. The Kraken's a light carrier. So would a Leviathan, if they came out with such a ship, being about Javelin size, would it be a medium carrier, Shimpasta and Thorn? Probably a medium assault carrier? Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a capital ship. Yeah, you're right, Thorn. If it's variants, it would not be a capital. It'd be something Corsair, maybe at the high end, smaller than Ironclad, or maybe Caterpillar size. The Caterpillar could get a rework. The Caterpillar is so old now. It's gotten some love, but it needs some help. Okay, we're going to keep reading. The Drake Kraken continued through Whitebox with the first of its gate reviews set for mid-February. So time it up, boys. Here in 10 days, the gate review will be, which is a major milestone for the team and the ship. So 14th, guys. Time it. The 14th. We will probably have some sort of update on the Kraken. Maybe the 18th. in 4 days after. Further work from the concept team was scheduled to help the production team refine some of the areas that have evolved since the original concept, or they won't as refined during the original concept. And I do agree, Thorn. If it has variants, it probably won't be a capital, sadly. Yeah. As much as I would love it to be like a variable capital, no, it's not. Of course, we have stuff about the Daymar Rally, the Bar Citizen World Tour. Oh, I love that portrait. Happy Luminalia, soft human. Smile. That is menacing. Mission design. Here we go. Coming back from the holidays. Yeah, 2027 Invictus. Yes. If they do 2027 Invictus launch, well, it's a fleet vehicle too, Thorn. Exactly. It's a major core fleet ship. Makes sense, right? This began with the Industrial Collections mission, which will also add reputation to mining-based factions and expand on salvager gameplay. For mining, these missions will complement existing gameplay. For example, while a mission may ask for a specific amount of iron, mining could produce more than required, which could be stored for use later, used for another mission, or sold for profit elsewhere. Well, yeah. The salvage mission tasks players with retrieving components, weapons, CM, and RM, which can be twinned with the salvager rights players can already buy, allowing for maximum profit. Yeah, I think you're probably dead right, Thorn. Yep. The team also supported the Clearing the Air event. I think the Javelin, I don't know. What do you guys think of the oddball thought that the Javelin might release this year? I have several theories why it won't. Number one, the Javelin is supposed to be a modular ship. Where are the modules for the Jab? Will they just release it a bare bones vessel? You know, ahead of that massive fleet battle thing against the cruiser, the Vanduul cruiser. That thing is massive compared to an Idris. I don't think an Idris is going to last super long versus that cruiser. So this is under works. And we also have the revival of Siege of Orison. Additional missions are underway for Nyx, including the return of courier and development missions as part of the ladder toward hauling. Yeah, 50-50 this year for Javelin release. We'll see. We let's just hedge it at that, Thorn. Hang on, guys. I gotta open the door for my mom. Anyways, I think, let me see here. Narrative, they're working on a bunch of things for locations. I don't know what they're talking about. Generated settlements? That's kind of odd. online technology. They're talking about DGS. Interesting. Kind of seems kind of shorthanded at the very end of this. R&D, they're seeing the revival of new and improved ground stuff, with work beginning to make it production ready for the PU and Squadron 42. Once completed, ground details will be cheaper to evaluate and render. Ground fog modeling will be improved, and lighting will self-shadow and cast shadows like rain volumes and clouds. So that sounds like parts of Genesis to me. Doesn't it, you guys? That sounds like bits and pieces of the Genesis system. In any case, I think I'm 50-50 on the on the Javelin too. The Javelin is a complex ship. It requires a crew of 80 to man it. That's a small town, guys. That's like a modern cruiser, basically. Mama, Javelin's a capital ship. Rattle, rattle. Yeah. No. But yeah, I definitely think we are going to see a very interesting year ahead, guys. Definitely. Put up my image in the background. There we go. Okay, thank you. I'll put this in there for a second. I'm not throwing it away. I'm just storing it. Yeah. The settlement tech might not be what was shown in 2024. Oh shoot. Yeah. The settlement tech might not be what was shown in. Why am I echoing? 2024. Oops. Sorry, guys. I'm echoing. Sorry. Interesting. That's an interesting thought, Thorn. Yeah, you get a good point. We don't know anything about it, do we? Do we know? We don't even know what tech it is. It could be that it. We could both be wrong. It could be something totally different, you know? Yeah. What was shown at sitcoms about the only picture we got, right? Yeah. Exactly. You got a good point, Thorn. Managed to get a haircut today, too. Thank God. Definitely needed it.
So they restored your money pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm televising. Sorry. Oh, yeah, I'm still here. I'm thinking the settlement tech will be used on next one next year. Yeah, they got to get the planet in first, right? You guys are probably right. They have to get it in the game first for it to be functional. And the only way they can do that is if they get it in the game so it can function and sync with everything else. Yep. Hey, Credo, what's up? Cred, what's up, man? It's jumping in here tonight. Really, it is. It's about 3 people in my Twitch chat. That hasn't happened in a while. '07, man. Yeah, long time no see. Welcome, guys. Yeah. It's good seeing a bunch of familiar faces. That's good. I'll put this.
So when you talk, does it go? Or do they hear your voice?
They hear my voice. Sorry, I have a family member asking how Twitch streaming works. They're kind of, they don't know how this stuff works, so I'm having to explain. For people who don't know, I'm having to do this, guys. Sorry. You have to have a microphone, just like a newscaster. So it connects to your computer. There's software that picks it up and transmit it. That's about the best I can say, right, guys? There's a lot more to it, though.
What's your topics tonight?
Oh, we're just talking about stuff upcoming. What's coming up tomorrow, Thorn? Oh, that's right, Benoit, the main game developer. You're right. I'm gonna have a ball with that tomorrow night. Yes, you're right. SEL, man. Yes, that's gonna be a lot of information. I hope Jared asks some very interesting questions, not just stupid, random, yeah, we're going to pick on the audience questions. I want some actual, like, when is Nix 1 and Nix 1 through 3 coming? Yeah, I agree, Cred. Exactly. It'll be at least 3 hours long. People will be dissecting it for months. Just watch. Just watch. It's gonna be one of those revelation events. Sorry. Hey, Mark Bravo. Man, it is jumping tonight. Wow. 5 different people. Holy cow. Tonight is busy.
Party in the house.
Well, no. No. Sorry, I have a crazy person for a family member. Boys, she says she wants to help me stream The Horror. Ah! I want you to scream. Shimbasa thinks it's funny. Guys, I do. Co-host. Yeah. Yeah, you're exactly right, Cred. Yep. True that. Truer words have never been said.
A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
I think we're all crazy if we back Star Citizen. I don't know. Maybe we are, maybe we aren't. It's kind of one of those things. Maybe we are, maybe we aren't.
You can all invest in my retirement if you want.
No. Hey. Stop trying to use us for your get rich scheme. Did you guys hear her? Invest in her retirement, she said. I said one word, no.
What did the mushroom say to the tomato? Let's go on a date on the fungi.
I want to die now. Stop. You're killing me, lady. Oh my God. I fear for the sanity of my guests. Sorry, guys. Oh, they can hear you.
Oh.
They can hear you. Can't you guys? You guys can hear her, can't you? Thorn says, yes, we can hear you. We hear nothing. Cough. Shimpasta says, we hear nothing. Cough. Yeah, what was that word you were trying to say? What is is that the abbreviated word for cough? I'm sorry, I'm having too much fun now. What is this? Pirate? Yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, I there several things though do need to happen going forward this year. We need to have, like, as you've said, we need to get the Nyx planets in uh Thorn, right? Genesis needs to come online at least point 0.5, you know? The point 0.5 of the system, at least the beginning of it, you know? Um, do we need all of Genesis on it once? No, that would kill the game. Like, outright. Castra, that would be a nice, fun little extra, but do we need it? No. We would love an update. We might get it tomorrow, right? I hope somebody asks the bold question, what's the status on Castra and Terra tomorrow? That would be a brilliant question for SCL, right, guys?
Right.
Mom! I want to do this right now, guys. Hi! That was my squeaky mouse of a mother. Sorry. She doesn't know when to say squeak. Yes, an update on Terra and Castro would be good. Yep. Sorry. I was joking, Mom. Alright. Has your throat been itchy tonight, Mom?
Oh, just the weather changing.
Probably the weather, yeah. Even if it's just a mild update, guys, you know, just where are we on the development of the system, you know. Put out our feelers, what's going on with the system, you know. Yeah, I stand by that comment. Castra, I think, will be much further along than Terra. Terra, I think, is just entering its sketch out phase. If my math is correct, Thorn, which it usually is. Hush. I actually am pretty right most of the time.
That's what I was looking back.
Oh, shoot. I about lost everything on the floor.
I have soft tacos instead of crunch.
Thank you.
Did you know you can replace them?
I didn't know that. That's a good question, Cred. Yeah. Well, with Terra, they have a big question that will probably need to be answered: is how does it look? Does a high security system look like? That's one of the best questions or comments somebody has said for a while. That's a really good comment. I appreciate that comment. Okay. Hang on, guys. I'm going to be right back. right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, that's a very good comment, Cred. I mean, super high security. I'm almost expecting large amounts of security personnel, traffic, um, maybe checkpoint stations above planets. I don't know. Like, like, think about Hurston, how busy it already is, and compare it to, say, something like Terra or Earth. Yeah, that's going to be a large factor higher of security. Yep. I mean, maybe I'm off the mark a little bit, but we'll see. I highly doubt you'll just be able to pick your own hangar in Terra. Once you're assigned a landing zone hangar, you might be stuck with it for some time, and you might have to earn a bigger landing zone hangar. Some sort of pecking order might exist. I don't know. You have to realize the rich, wealthy elites pretty well occupy these core world systems, right? We think Hurston's bad. Think about how the high ups of Earth will probably tell you, yeah, you gotta, right? Pay for hangar use or something. I don't know. Not trying to scare off people, but yeah, there might be kind of a premium on what you can do with hangars and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm hitting the wrong mark with that. I don't know. What do you guys think? There might be security protocols. There might be like restrictions on how many hangars you have due to the population. We just don't know, guys. Yeah, I think it'd be also harder for pirates to exist in the system too. Much harder, but also harder to make income versus, living there. Oh, hush up, Streamlabs. Streamlabs is getting mad at you. Sorry about that, Cred. Oh, wow, I've received 100 messages today. That's cool. Apparently, the system doesn't like us very much right now. It's kind of funny. Come on. What the hell? What's going on here? This is the internet. Yeah, no worries. Huh. Cool. I'm actually doing pretty well tonight. That's interesting. Yeah. Lurk. Huh? Yeah. So, long story short, I wonder what Earth. Speaking of the heavy territorial systems like Earth and other systems like that, I'm kind of curious what Earth would look like. Remember, guys, Earth is only about let's see, from Kano, it's Davian and then Sol from Pyro. You go Pyro, Kano, Davian, Sol. So it's really only 4 jumps to Earth from the Kano jump point. Well, Pyro to Kano jump point. It's 4 jumps. It's really close. There are kind of some factors that indicate at some point cred, and I'm pretty sure Thorn can agree with me on this as well. That Kano might be a sooner than later system after Terra. That way we expand the web toward Earth. Davian makes sense because it's the Glow Festival and it involves the Banu, right? The Banu are heavily involved in the politics and the system of Cestus. Remember? Well, hold on. Let me double check that. System. Make sure my math and commentary are correct. Odin will probably also be after Terra 2, being that it's a gate system. Yeah. But Davian will be after Kano. Davian is popular with the Banu. It's also the headquarters of Aegis. This system, I'm going to link it in chat, is the headquarters of Aegis Dynamics. This is the Davian system. So, yep. Definitely an interesting place. And I think you're right about Odin. Odin will be probably right after Squadron 42. Being as how Squadron is. Yeah, I agree with with you both, Cred. I'm just saying long term, at some point, guys, they're going to stretch us towards Sol. You know, and this would be the path of least resistance to get to Earth, you know, at some point. Maybe not immediately, but, you know, in a roughly equivalent time span. I do agree about Odin, though. Odin will probably drop sometime after Squadron drops. Yep. Hey, Squirrel Lord. Guess it depends on how many resources they drive towards 1.0 release after 42. Yep. That is a good point. Definitely. This is also a valid comment. Yep. I've lost about 50 pounds. Still got a long way to go, man, though. Long way to go. I appreciate you checking it out. Yep. Yeah, you're not tripping. You're good, man. You're good. 50 pounds isn't easy when you're 500 ish. Though I can't get complacent. Yeah, I agree with what you just said, Thorn. It's most likely to happen if Terra and Sol are going to win a start a civil war. Yeah. I wonder if a third party will force the war into a stalemate. You know, like the Vanduul will launch a double campaign on both Terra and Sol at the same time, forcing them to overcome their issues. You know, like the war starts, right? Everybody's infighting, and then all of a sudden this massive fleet just drops in and attacks both of the capital worlds, right? And humanity basically is like, you know what? We can settle this out in Congress. We'll settle with you guys first, right? I know it's cheesy, it's cliche, but I don't know. I kind of expect the Vanduul to be poking around, looking for weaknesses in humanity's strength, anyways. But yeah, they're waiting. They are waiting to see the mistakes we make. You know, any screw up humans make, they'll pounce on it, guys. It might still split in half, or it might just shatter into splinter states. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see, Thorn. It's still a good question of what the end game will be, you know? We'll just have to wait around and see what happens. I mean, at this point, it could be anything. Oof. Huh. Yeah. Had to dip out, look on your progress. Thanks, Squirrel Lord. You have a good night, man. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens, Thorn. Yeah, exactly right. I'm hopeful that we'll see what happens. Yeah. So, in the meantime, do you think we're going to get any new weapons? I wonder about that. Like weapons that we don't currently have. We still have the Preacher rifle or whatever to get. Preacher pistol. I think a couple of stun grenade type things. Yeah. Variety of weapons still unimplemented yet. Yeah, me too. Incendiary grenades, maybe rocket propelled. Uh, yeah, this is also a good question. Yeah, hate to admit it. Yeah, you're right. You good?
Explain soda fresh.
Oh, okay. We'll just have to wait and see, just like everything else, I guess. Yeah. My back. Another ad. Mm. We'll just have to wait and see. That's a good question. New creatures. New creatures. I think we will. The aquatic slash swamp worm thing. Oh, the apex swamp Valacar? Yeah. I think we will. I think we will get that monster. Sooner or later, you know? Because it's a big, mean, ugly swamp monster. Yeah. I think we will get it. I think we will. I think we're going to get it, some sort of other creatures that live in swamp marshlands, like maybe a... Hang on. I'm going to show you what I think we're going to get. I'm going to close... Okay, close this. And this. Okay, so... Go here. So, I'm going to make this very quick. We're going to go to alien races. We're going to get certain creatures again. There we go. We're going to get probably, where is it? Okay, creatures. We want creatures. These are not what I'm looking for. See also. Fauna. There we go. Okay. So, we're going to get probably maybe a swamp version of the Kazi Grazer. It's probably going to be a variation of the grassland one. We're also going to get a potentially... Oh, where is it? Where's the dang thing? The, what are they called again? Copion. They don't have a picture of the Copion. It's hilarious. Do they? Oh, yeah, they do. There he is. He's right here. So they have a forest Copion. So subspecies special. Yeah, okay. So we have tundral, savanna, green forest, and cave. Probably it'll be a variation of the forest Copion. Adapted for maybe aquatic environments. Right? If I'm correct. What do you guys think? We'll get some of those. Maybe another... also a variation of the... hopefully we get this guy too, the Ziphlopod. The Ziphlopod or Oni crab, right? Stinky, stagnant water would be perfect for the Ziphlopod. And then we could also get the Hurston variation. Now we already have these, the stone bug. They need to make these things move. Right? So, what else? Oh, right, the Valacar. TUV Valacar. There he is. The one you're talking about. Yeah. I definitely can see some species definitely being easier to populate than others. So, yeah. Yeah. As for other swamp creatures or watery aquatic creatures, I don't think they're going to be brave enough to give us this guy yet. The pyro crab. Yet. The Thasha Gray, maybe. But crayfish, shellfish, things that live in the water, we need some stuff like that. I'm going to make a plea to CIG right now. There are many planets we have that have water on them. We need some aquatic species. Unfortunately, we don't need them to be super crazy right out the bat, but it would be interesting. Yes, the Urmandi, like a surface Urmandi. Maybe one that's not native to Daymar, maybe another subspecies. Like maybe the Urmandi they found is from a different planet, like Nyx 1, and it was transported there. Right? Take. Yeah, I agree with you, Thorn. Definitely. Might be a little hard. Yeah. Clop. Yeah. Crunch. All right. Hold on, chat. All right.
Oh, that storage subscription.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. We definitely do need some aquatic species. I've said it for a while. I stand by my comment. The water is pretty to look at, but is there anything really in it? You know, like clams. You could put clams in the water and it'd still be more productive than now, right? Am I wrong, guys? You could put like a shellfish, which don't move very much. Just open and clean things with the tide. Like jellyfish. Name me some other critters. Squid. Cuttlefish. Let's see. We do have to think about environments though. So let me see. For a cold water environment like Microtech, if it had an apex aquatic predator, how about the Microtech shark? It's based off the genetics of the Greenland shark. Based off the genetics of the Greenland shark, it can survive in super cold environments, live for centuries. Its flesh is poisonous to predators, and yet it can get up to 20 feet long. Just like its earthly companion. The Greenland shark, I think, can survive in the waters that Microtech has. And remember, the area where the Greenland shark lives isn't too far apart from the equatorial region of Microtech. You could literally release the untampered Greenland shark there and it would survive. Mild genetic tampering and it would be the king of its ocean there. But the thing is, that's kind of a huge apex predator. It's 20 feet. It's big. What would it eat? You need to introduce an entire aquatic ecosystem to feed a beast that size. So, yep. Hurston, meanwhile, is super polluted. It has toxins in its water. The life forms there would have to be, either changed by the pollution and or mutagens in the water, or have evolved to compensate for said poisons. Maybe I'm thinking too hard on this, but yeah. I've always loved aquatic levels in video games, so I'm hoping someday we get aquatic areas in Star Citizen, much like, other places. Deep water, cold water environments, stuff like that. But what do you guys... Yeah, who knows what CIG will do? That's true. But what do you think, Thorn? Do you think the Greenland shark theoretically would be considered by Microtech to be the apex predator for their oceans? Possibly, because it's such a cold water species to begin with. It gets big, it eats a lot of stuff, it's just, yeah. Most likely, yeah. Probably with some genetic tampering to it, yeah. Instead of getting 20 feet, it might get 30 feet. Big, ugly, nasty, sharp teeth monster. Bigger than Jaws by a few feet. Probably just as vicious. Yep. Or become a Meg-like version. Ooh, 55-footer. That would be bad. Even the the snow lurker thing. You know what I'm talking about. Oh dear Lord, what's he called? The boreal stalker. He probably wouldn't go too near the shoreline if it's an intelligent, like Irvine type animal. The boreal stalker would sense danger and turn back from the water's edge. Otherwise, he'd be eaten. Although he could put up a fight with a smaller one. A fully grown 55-foot megalodon type shark would just gulp him down like sushi. That'd be funny to watch. Comfortably from my ship, of course. Yeah, as long as you're not the next on the dessert menu, probably. I can imagine it eyeballing you out of the corner, being like, "Ooh, stay there, human. You're next." Right? And we're thinking, no, we're going this way. Right? As for other animals, clams can live in pretty cold environments. I think so can certain other animals like clams, squid. The giant squid lives deep in the depths. Yep. So yeah, I as for other planets, let's see. I don't think we're going to see any more advanced species. If we do, beyond the Kurthok, they're going to be not very prevalent in our quadrant of the galaxy. We'll just have to wait and see. Hmm. I don't think we're going to see any more super advanced species at all. We could in some way, but they'll be extinct, like pre-space flight, pre-industrial, like ruins or something like that. But we don't know. The future beyond the Kurthok has not been talked about. We just don't know. Right? We just don't know. As for systems, well, beyond Terra, there's Odin. Beyond Odin, though. Huh. Yeah, I agree. They need to bring the current species that already exist in game before new stuff. Yep. We need to have the Vanduul. Well, the Vanduul are already in game. We need to have the Tavaran, the Xian, the Banu in the flesh, and we also need the Kurthok, which is 5, right? 5 species total? If my math is correct, should be 5. Yep. 5 species so far. I'm having to relax my back for a minute. My back is popping. And we also need to have their principal planets in, or at least part of the grid. So we have a bit of human space. We have Nyx, which goes into Vanduul space with Virgil. See, after Odin, they've talked and briefly mentioned Odin, not by name, but by location Thorn. You know what I mean? So they've mentioned Odin in passing, but not directly. Probably eventually, once we have the Javelin or something bigger, like the battle cruiser. I don't think they're going to just give us such an underhanded thing to defeat. We can't kill, you know. The battle cruiser has much stronger weaponry than we have currently. Javelin is a possibility. I don't think it will be. But like the battle cruiser or the much bigger... Oh, what is it called? The cruiser, battle cruiser, and maybe at some point the Bengal. If they ever do sell the Bengal, or, you know, the plans for you to build the Bengal, that might be the possibility. I don't think they're ever going to sell us the Retribution. It's too big. And the Retribution is supposed to be a one-of-a-kind ship. In my opinion, from what I understand. The Retribution is massive, too. How are you supposed to man a ship that's over 1 kilometer long? That's 60% of a mile. Potentially. If the Retribution did come, do you think we would get a Retribution ES Thorn? Like a stripped down version that can do battle with it, but doesn't have the super weapon. You know, like a mass production version of the Retribution. What do you think of that? Like a it's like in Gundam. The Retribution is like, what do you call it? The Gundam, the RX-78, and the mass production units would be the GM, right? Is that a good analogy? And all of its variants, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Probably yes, yeah. It makes more sense when you think about it. We'll just have to wait and see. Oops, sorry. What I'm curious about, though, is the mole we're getting. You know, the Salvager mole? Maybe they've changed it a bit since it was the mole. Arga, that mole chassis is very old, you know? It's super old. Yeah, the bags do need to be inflatable. We'll see. That does need to happen. You and me both, man. We're still waiting on that to be inflatable. Right. So, oh, right. I'd like to see mining ships with the Drake Golden Ore SCU storage container. There's a good thought. Golem. Yeah, that would be good. You think we're gonna get a bigger one? A bigger salvager from Drake? Or a mining ship? I could see that. They don't have a medium, they just have a starter. And the Golem's already a capable one, right? Yeah. So that means we're going to see an Arrestra-sized salvager at some point. A large salvager that's in between the Reclaimer and the Mole salvager at some point. You're okay. I can understand being tired. Stuff does happen, man. I think the salvager logic also was tested out, if I dare say, for the Arrestra on the Salvation. Look at the Salvation carefully in my picture. Does that design kind of scream Arrestra microscopic to you? They both kind of have similar design cues, being both RSI ships. I'm going to hide my image for a second. Look at the Arastra or the ship's design logic. It has the struts. It has the cockpit shape. The paneling shaping. The lines look very Arrestra-like. They're not 100%. Yeah. I could see a mining vessel made out of this, or a racer. Maybe not a combat ship. It's too small. But the Salvation is perfect for a mining vessel size. Maybe a racing little scootin' git. It's tiny and agile. It would require changes, yes. Now, the mining vessel probably would just have the back end sealed up and have a single 6 SCU ore container or bag. How big are ore bags? Like 6, maybe a box? Yeah, maybe you would have specialized boxes that are containers of ore. You know? Not bags. Although it could have bags contained in the vessel, you know? Yeah. Okay. It would work, yeah. We'll just have to see. Yep. CNG works with a lot of variants. Don't forget, we haven't heard anything about the Zeus ST in a while. That other Zeus. So there's a ship we haven't heard from in a while. The other question are waiting for the Zeus's gameplay to come online, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I think the Zeus is semi-complete, but they're waiting for its gameplay to come online. So the MR is the other one, which is the combat version. Technically, it could release, but you need Bounty Hunting V2 for it to be any use. And a lot of people want that bounty hunting. Dang, they want that bounty hunting, people. Mm-hmm. Are you hearing a cricket?
Nope.
I hear one. Weird. You'd think it'd be too cold for crickets. Yeah, I'm about to call it to Thorn here in a bit, here in a few minutes. I'm about to call it a night too. I'm getting sleepy. Thanks for tuning in tonight till the bitter end, my friend. Appreciate you. So, I'm going to raid another channel. Whoever is, let's see, same category. Oops. What happened? Let's see. What did that say? I worked a 12-hour shift and have to do it again tomorrow. Yeah, get some sleep, brother. You earned it. Have a great night. 07, everybody. Go send Tree with 0331 some love. I'll let you guys go. Peace out, everybody.